Hello, plant hoarders and friends. If you don't know me, my name is Kelly, and I am just your friendly neighborhood plant hoarder next door. So, what we have going on here is here are some of the plants I'm going to be putting in there. This used to be very leafy, but is now not. I had to cut down all of the dead stuff. This little floor thing, that's going well. This one, not so much. Ooh. All right, so this and the tree is gonna go in. Let me get some light in there. This terrarium. So what I also did is I put this moss, which has actually been in the back of my car since last summer, and I noticed it was still green, so I put it in a bag with a wet paper towel, and it has popped up very nicely. So I'm gonna use it's so crazy how they're like, yep, we're still here. I'm gonna put the moss behind this log type deal. So I gotta take this out. These are so small. I can still kind of fit my hand in it because I got tiny hands, but at the same time, still hard to place. All right, so that's gonna go there. And hopefully this goes back here. Do I have it the right way? I also sterilized this with alcohol. So that's kind of making it easier to place things. All right, cool. So we have that moss. Okay, so that's set up. All right, so I got that set up back there. So now we put this back in, right in front of the moss. That's my plan. So hopefully the idea is like the moss will climb up the glass and be a cool little background to the wood. I got a little rock in there too. I did the same thing I did with the other drawer. I did a lot of what's this? Perlite. A lot of perlite, and then I did compost and perlite with a little bit of peat moss and then some more peat moss on the top. That's all I have on me, and I just want to use. Usually, maybe I would add like an orchid bark to this to make it more of a chunky soil mix. Um, but I'm just using what I have. So next, I'm going to put in the little tree thing, and I think I want the tree right here. Right here. So and now I'm going to use this side. I think the point is to get me out of the picture, maybe. I'm going to use the spatula side to this brush thingy to make a hole where I'm going to put the tree. It's so easy. All right. Now I'm grabbing this tree. See, I told you it still has green, and I cut off the top between the nodes. Hopefully, some new growth. We shall see, right? So far, I've had pretty good luck with my terrariums that I've made. But these, god damn, these tops are really small. This is like the first time I've Alright, even though it's a terrarium, I'm gonna try to shimmy the soil, get the roots. So here's the tree. It looks so sad right now. We'll see how that goes. Now I am going to place this, and I'm gonna do it next. I'm gonna do it right here next to the wood. Again, okay, I was just gonna set this, but since it has like some roots, I'm gonna make a little room for it. All right, I've used the spatula part to make a little room for this, and now hopefully we can get it there. But I was hoping that would work. I just dropped it. Hope for the best. It pretty much went in where I wanted it to. So I'm going to poke it a little bit and settled. Try to shimmy the roots again. Also, when I put some water in it, very little water to keep the moisture up when I seal it, it will also help to kind of settle the soil next to the roots. Let's see. I also think, how much moss? Should have moss. Okay. Focus, Kelly. All right, I'm also going to try and I guess the roots are connected to this. Should I just bury that with it? It has this like this little twig part, but it seems to be like attached to the roots, so I'm just gonna bury that too. This one is also gonna go next to the rock right here, but I'm gonna move the rock over a little bit so we don't lose that in the mix. I'm also gonna put this itty bitty piece of moss also in the front. Yeah, I like the way that looks. All right. So I'm gonna try. So I cleaned these scissors off before I put it in, and there's obviously some dead pieces. So I'm gonna try to cut just those. Like super small. Such a small piece. And hopefully I've cut a little bit. Hopefully that promotes some growth. I am going to try to put it in like this and kind of up the bark too. Like maybe that will work and it'll climb up. High hopes. All right. So this one going back there. Okay. I want to make sure obviously it's touching the soil. This I mean, for obvious reasons, right? You want it to get water and yada yada. Okay, so that plant's right there. You can see some nice green still. This should come out like a darker green. We got that one. Put a little moss up here, and we got our tree. So now I am going to lightly drip water in here. Like, it's okay to have some, like, these. You see, oh, maybe you can't see the water line. There's like, yeah, there you go. You can kind of see it. The water line level. I know I used bigger rocks to separate it, and I think I even used, oh, I think I even used a coffee filter to go between the drainage layer and the soil, and I did not do that with this one. Okay, it's kind of like a we'll see type deal. Um, it looks like pretty much everything's off the side. Okay, it's pretty good to me. Boop, boop. Look how pretty. I hope this goes well. Um, Let me go put a little bit of water in it. So I put enough water in here where you can see it like just start to reach the bottom through all the soil. And that's where I usually stop, um, just to let everything kind of soak up and get started. All right, the only thing left to do is put the lid on. All right, so back here we got the moss here. And now she goes to the window to get light. All right, this is where I get nervous. Okay, so my plan with this one is to take one of these purple waffles. I'm so nervous. And transport it into this one. So I'm hoping, since there's like, it looks like two, no, three different stalks in there. I don't know if you'll be able to see back here, or maybe you can see that way. So hopefully they have their separate root system and it goes smooth. So first I'm just gonna try to like tug it. We'll see how that goes. I don't want to take the whole, I don't want to take the whole thing out. I don't want to. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. This is okay. Um, this is okay. All right, it looks like the third one is just coming off the main stalk. Look how big the leaves are. Should I cut this down too? Should I cut this one down? Look how big she is. Purple waffle. I'm gonna straighten her up a bit. But let me know in the comments if you think I should trim the top of this. I'm okay with the other ones, but then I just get like the Fittonia. I know she's coming back, that other crimpy looking one. I know it's gonna grow back. I've done it with these, but I guess. All right, let me straighten this girl up. Can I? And also, I think I'm gonna try to take the brown moss that's on here. I don't know, maybe new moss will grow back. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Some more green stuff. Oh, and I just put it back in there. All right, there's less. She's a biggin. She is a biggin. I almost, hmm, hmm. Maybe I'll wait until my next coffee jar is empty. Because, I mean, look at her. She's a hefty plant. Hefty. And she feels so strong. So that will be going back. All right, let's place our lid back on her for now. Honestly, taking that one off, I like it. You can see things a little better, you know? You know what I mean? All right. So, just like the other one, we're going to start putting moss down. I'm going to do it behind um behind the log like I log. It's such a big log. Behind the bark like I did last time. So I'm just going to dot it and poke it. Poke, poke, poke. Get down to the earth. And then hopefully this also grows behind it and like has a cool little landscape. Okay. So, I think up on this, like I have it kind of elevated in the front, like a slope. And that's where I'm gonna put this one. So I'll make a little hole for it to get in. All right. I'm pretty sure that will be okay. All right, I'm gonna kind of loosen the soil and the roots in this. It has pretty legit roots. They feel pretty healthy, I think. Oh wait, I can. Smells good. All right, not close. All right, let's shimmy it up here. All right. Okay. So here we go so far. We got the moss in the back. We got this guy in there. And I put that one in a while ago, and that's all that's been in there. But That one's cool too. It looks cool so far. Now, let's see if we can successfully get this purple waffle in there. So, first off, look at her. The purple waffle comes from the purple under the leaves. You see? Gorgeous. I can't believe, like, literally, she was as big as, like, this leaf when I put it in there. I was like, please survive. So, what I'm gonna do here, it was like this big. What I'm gonna do here is pull all this off so there's a bare stem and there's a node right in the bottom, thank goodness, of where I pulled it off. I wish I got some roots, but this is how I put it in last time. Like I was desperate. Okay, so off come these ones. I feel like I'm wasting things when I do that. Oh, such a bummer. But this looks worthy of growing of growing roots. So I have hope. I have hope. If I did it once, I can do it again maybe. All right, so I'm gonna make a hole for this one. And I'm gonna put her in and then just put soil around it. Her leaves and everything are so healthy feeling. Like this is a thick plant, like not sad. She's thriving. I hope she stays thriving. There's people outside my apartment right now. I don't know what they're doing, but it's getting Astro all pumped up. All right. I think I should. Okay, hold on. How do I want her to face? Maybe more in the back. Okay, yeah. All right. Let's plop her in that hole. Are you in there? I guess so. I guess so. We're in. We're in. Are these leaves too big? All right. She's in the hole. And that's what we're looking like. I don't know if we should start. You know what? No. We're doing this and we're going to see how it goes. Because maybe, like, what happened last time is she didn't get very happy, but there was some green left. So all I did was put that on top and hope for the best. And the best happened, you know? So maybe that can continue to happen. Oh, we got soil on the leaves. Yes, Astro. I know you want to make friends. Astro is a very social puppy. He loves everyone. Other dogs. The jar smells like wet forest, which is a good sign in my eyes. All right, maybe I need a Q-tip. Maybe I need a Q-tip for this. I don't know. I probably should just stop fucking with it so this plant doesn't get so, like, shocked. Like, what is this? What is all this? All right. So my purple waffle's in there. I don't know if I should just take more off, like cut it down to here, but probably wait till it like acclimates to it. That's probably the best idea. All right. So this one already has like a nice water reservoir there. You saw like, yeah. See, that is how I keep it. Should I put moss up in front here? Yes. Hello. Astro wants to play. I'm gonna leave this just like this for now and see how it does in like the next week. Because if things are gonna die, we're gonna know by then. For sure. Oh, I was gonna see if this would survive, but I think we have enough stuff in there. I have some in the other one. All right. Now we put a lid on it. And boom. Now I have 4 terrariums. All right, let me put these on the window and I'll show you what that looks like. Needed a play break with Astro. Okay. Here are the window. Oh. There we go. All right, and there you have it, plant hoarders. My my terrariums.